Well, there are 18 other defendants in addition to Trump, and the fate of 2 North Carolinians also lies with the Georgia election case.
One has an important hearing on Monday, while charges against the other put her in a different position. Arguing that he was acting in an official capacity as a federal officer while serving as Donald Trump's White House chief of staff, a federal judge will consider Mark Meadows' request for his case to be moved to federal court. But the Fulton County DA argues the charges the former North Carolina congressman faces stem from his actions as a campaign advisor during an alleged attempt to overturn Georgia's presidential election results. Duke law professor Shane Stansbury says part of Meadows' strategy may be that he thinks a federal judge and jury could be more favorable, but it still wouldn't become a federal case.
Simply because the case gets moved to federal court, if he's successful, doesn't mean that the state prosecutors go away. The case would be tried in federal court before a federal judge pursuant to federal rules, but he would still be prosecuted under state law by state prosecutors. So Fani Willis is not going away.
Also charged and booked is Sidney Powell. Powell grew up in Raleigh and received her law degree from UNC Chapel Hill. Alongside Rudy Giuliani, she served as an attorney for Donald Trump while he challenged the outcome of the election.
The allegation is that she led this effort to illegally access and remove computer voting data from the Coffee County Board of Elections, which adds an interesting flavor to this case. And so she sits in a different position than some of the other defendants.
As allowed under Georgia law, co-defendant Kenneth Cheesebro requested a speedy trial, which was granted and is now set for October 23rd.
It may be that the longer the case goes on, you may have multiple co-defendants who are pleading guilty and cooperating. But all of those people will be making their own calculations. So he's clearly made the calculation for himself that it's best to rush to trial as soon as possible.
It remains to be seen whether Powell or Meadows, if he fails to have his trial moved to federal court, will join that request. So back to Meadows. That hearing is Monday. It's not clear whether the judge will make a decision on Monday, but it is widely expected by legal experts that we'll have a decision probably by the end of the week.
All right, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll pay close attention. Of course, have it right here on CBS 17.
All right, Russ, thanks.